Are you a mother or a solo mother who feels stuck in some situations because you are intimidated by the amount of tasks involved? Or even if you are not a mother, but you relate to this scenario, stay here with me because I'm about to share some crucial information to change this. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Raquel Lisboas, a self-development specialist with focus in mothers who wants to strengthen their self-confidence, be more productive without guilt, go back to their career or redefine their career. And in this part of my channel, I'm gonna align here some of my personal experiences with the work I do. Just so you see that what I teach in my coaching programs are not just theory, they are not just book techniques. They are things that you can actually apply in your life and that I apply in my life, and that's how I teach them, and I guarantee that they bring results. So today we're gonna talk about my son's birthday. Yes, my son's birthday, and how can we align that to my work? Oh, so much, because to prepare this party, I used a lot of time management skills and planning. So let's start. This year, I decided that I would do a drop-off party for my kid. And if you don't know what is a drop-off party, but I believe you do, but anyways, it's a party where the kids will join a birthday party without their parents. So basically, they would all come to my house without their parents, and they would be under my responsibility. That was the first time I was doing this, so that was a little bit scary, but I survived. Not only I survived, but I thrived. And now I'm gonna share with you how did I do that. So everything started with the two steps. The first of them was I needed to check my budget. I need to see how much can I invest in this birthday. So once I did that, it comes to the other step, which was the decision. I made the decision to make it happen despite the challenge, despite all the circumstances. I would make this happen. So everything started with a mindset. Mindset here was key. And before going to the next steps, let me give you some context here. I'm an expat, and in the country where I live, I don't have my family around, and my support network is nearly zero, and I'm a solo mother. And let's consider also that on the day of the birthday party, the kids had a performance in the church where they would sing. So basically, before the party, we would have only a slot of 2 hours between the performance in the church and the beginning of the party. So we had limited hours in between. Okay, so basically, the next steps will involve a lot of planning, hardcore planning and time management. But stay here with me because it's simpler than you think. All right, so after checking my budget and after making my decision, the next step was I had a paper, a notebook, where I wrote down every single task that was involved in this birthday preparation. Okay, every single thing I wrote down there. So all the tasks without exception. And here the secret was I categorized these tasks into preparation, the party itself, and the post party. And this involves everything from buying the balloons, buying the goodie bags, buying the candies to give away, vacuum the floor, mopping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, every single thing. Okay, so write down everything, empty your mind, put down on this paper. Okay, after you do that and consider that you did these three categories: preparation, the day of the party, and the post party. Okay, and then things of the day of the party you're gonna do on the day of the party, and the post party it's after the party. So now you're gonna take the preparation tasks and you're gonna categorize them. What I did, I'm gonna check here my notes so I can give you all the needed information, I don't forget anything. But basically, after having this massive list, I segregated them into what do I need to buy, what are the things that I can prepare in advance, what are the things that I can do with my kids, what are the things that I can only do on my own, what can only be done on the day of the party, and what are the things that it can only be done the day before the party. So I'm going to give you some examples. So things that I can do with my kids, for example, prepare the goodie bags. The kids help me on that. And a task that I can only do on my own is, for example, wrapping the gifts. I cannot wrap the gift with my kid. It's his surprise. It's his birthday gift. So I need to do that by myself. The birthday cake also, usually these more complex birthday cakes or bigger cakes, I like to do it on my own, but this is very personal. You can involve your kids on doing that. Usually I do this when it's cakes for day to day, but not for birthdays. When it's their cakes for their birthdays, I prefer to do by myself. And a cake is something that you cannot do so much in advance. So you want the cake more or less fresh. So you do one day before the party. That's what I did. The decoration, also you cannot do so much in advance. You cannot do it also on the day of the party. So you do one day before. And let's remember one thing here. I left for the day before the minimum of tasks. So I wouldn't overwhelm myself and I wouldn't get so tired. And also we have to consider that many times unexpected things comes up. So try to do as much as you can in advance and leave only the essentials, only what you cannot do in advance, you leave it for the day before and for the day of the party. Don't overwhelm yourself. All right, now that you have your massive list, you categorize them into those 3 categories. And after you categorize them into those other categories that I already mentioned, now you're gonna open your calendar, check your availability, check your available slots, and you're gonna add those tasks into those slots. I distributed all the tasks that I had into 5 or 6 days before the party. But one tip that I'm gonna give you here to you, and something that I usually do, is that in order not to be so expensive, I usually buy the birthday gift months before. So I bought his gift months before, so I don't have this extra task close to the birthday party. And also you get to use the salary of another month for the birthday gift, and the salary of the month of the party you use only for that. So it's not too heavy for you. And also you reduce tasks for yourself. I was lucky enough that I got the gift in during the sales, so it was even better. But if you didn't do that in advance, you can also add into your calendar, into the available slots that you have. Another thing that I need to share with you is that unexpected things can come up, as I said, right? And for me, one of the things was that in the beginning of the week, the preparation week, I had a cold. I was recovering from a cold, so I was not in my full shape. So that was extra hard. But and also because I needed to get better before the kids come. I wouldn't give a sickness to the other kids, right? So I needed to make sure that I was okay and that I had also enough rest. So that's why planning here was essential. Not only that, but I guess you see this here in my hand. I hurt my hand by the end of the preparation, doing something not even related to the birthday. So I needed to adapt as well to the condition that I was living. I'm just sharing this with you so you see that even with the challenges, you can still make it happen. But respect your body, respect yourself, and the health of others. If I needed to cancel, of course I would cancel, but it was manageable, and I wanted to share this with you that it's so much possible. All right, so about help, I'm not gonna lie to you that I had the help of the kid's father in 2 moments, okay? In 2 specific moments. There was one day that I was extremely busy. I wouldn't have time during the day. So I asked him to come here and vacuum the floor and mop the floor for me. He came and he did that. And that was a big help, let's consider. And on the day of the party, he came here for some time and he baked the pizza, homemade pizzas that we wanted to do for the kids. So that was also an extra help. But all the rest, planning, buying stuff, organizing games, taking care of the kids, organizing after the party, and all the rest that you can imagine, all this was done by me. With, of course, the help of the little hands of my kids with the age appropriated tasks that they could do it. All right, so the day of the party arrived. So we woke up extra early because, as a tradition between me and my kids, I usually prepare a surprise for them in the morning. So when they wake up, they have balloons, they have a small decoration in the living room, and they have their birthday gift so they can open in the morning. So I woke up earlier, considering that he would expect that and we would need time to do all this. So he had his surprise. We took pictures, he opened his gift, he played a little bit, and we started to prepare for the church performance. They dressed, we prepared the food that we have to take it there. We went there, was beautiful, was nice, but as soon as the performance finished, we came back very quick home because we would have only 2 hours before everybody comes. And then we need the final tasks, remember, the tasks that it can only be done on the day of the party. We did everything, and by 2 o'clock, when they were supposed to come, everything was ready, and we received them in our house. I was very nervous, I must say, because as I mentioned before, this was the first time that I organized a drop-off party, and to take care of 10 kids on my own, it was quite challenging for me in the beginning, at least in my mind. But at the end, everything went so smooth. And one thing that I also made a decision, it was that I wouldn't be so strict with the script of the party. I wanted to relax, I wanted to enjoy, I want them to enjoy. So I thought that I would just go with the flow, do the games that I organized, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I actually didn't do one of the games because I saw them so engaged to each other, so happy, that I didn't want to disturb. So I just let them be happy. And the other thing is, I brought to life an old tradition from my culture that it was almost forgotten in my mind. And it's actually a tradition that from my childhood, and nowadays you barely see this happening in Brazil. It's very rare to see it nowadays. And the other day I was listening to a podcast about multicultural families, and she mentioned something like that. And I decided to bring this back into my life. My kids loved, I loved, everybody had so much fun, was so cool, and now everybody's looking forward to the next party to live it again. And just so you know, the tradition is a huge balloon that we blow. It's really a huge balloon. You fill in with the candies, toys, and things for the kids. You hang the balloon up above their heads, and then we explode the balloon, everything falls, and the kids they have to take things. It's like super fun, and at the end the kids, they feel so proud of themselves, and they feel as if they accomplished something because they managed to grab the things for them. So it was really fun, not only the whole experience with the party, but to bring up an old tradition from my culture. So at the end, everything worked out, we succeeded, it was an amazing experience. I actually want to do that more often, and I want to tell you, you as a mother or as a solo mother, or you who is not being able to organize the tasks to accomplish whatever you want, don't feel intimidated. You just need an extra planning to make things happen, to break down the tasks and distribute them in your calendar. It's simpler than you think. And this is not only about checking tasks. You know, I always say this, productivity is not only about checking tasks, but it's about making your wishes come true. It's about being able to make the experiences happen and to live your life in the best way possible, and to have the most exciting experiences, because now you create time to things to happen. You make things possible. Don't forget that at the end, our kids, they will have their childhood only once. They grow up so fast, and building memories is something that is for a lifetime. It's something that we carry forever. Let's not miss these moments just because we feel intimidated by these tasks. It is possible. You are stronger than you think. I see you. I feel you. You are not alone. I live this reality. I apply it in my life, and it can work. And if you need an extra help, you can always reach me out. And by the way, I created a short online course related to productivity where I also teach some of these techniques that I mentioned here in this video, but also I present you some other techniques that will help you to make things happen. Check it out. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. And this course comes in a 7-day challenge format. So you have one technique per day. So shorter videos to learn. You don't overwhelm yourself. It's not an extra huge thing into your life. It's simple, it's quick, really designed for busy mothers, busy people. All right. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel inspired and encouraged to do the things for yourself, for your kids. And if you think somebody can benefit from this episode, please share with this person, like the episode, comment here, and subscribe if you are not, if you haven't done it yet. Okay? Thank you so much, and I see you soon. Bye. Take care.